Look, we're in a time where everybody's scared of messing up. You say the wrong thing online, you make one bad move in dating or business, and it feels like your whole life is supposed to be over. But I've made some real mistakes recently. I've had drama with family, weird encounters. I lost a private notebook, moved funny a couple of times, and I'm still ahead in most areas of my life. I'm still at peace with my higher power. I'm still at peace with myself, and I'm still becoming the man I desire to be. So in this video, I want to talk about how to face regret and mistakes like a boss, instead of letting them turn you into a scared, watered down version of yourself. First impressions are not the final boss. We talk like first impressions are everything. I get it. How you show up matters, but your life is bigger than one screenshot, one bad month, one awkward moment in a coffee shop or a grocery store. You're gonna have days where you look off brand. You're gonna have months like my July where I lost an important notebook, where my privacy got a little sloppy, where you say something you wish you kept in your notes instead of saying it out loud. That doesn't mean your story's over. The real boss level isn't how you look in one frozen moment. The real boss level is how you respond after you mess up. Do you tighten your systems? Do you learn the lesson? Do you keep moving? Or do you let that one impression become your whole identity and you start calling yourself a failure? I don't live like first impressions are the final boss. They're just the first stage. I'm still leveling up. It's about being at peace with yourself over other people's feelings. Let me say something that sounds selfish, but it's actually healthy. Being at peace with self is more important than other people's feelings. Now, I'm not saying to go out here and disrespect people. I'm not saying move grimy. What I am saying is, if you build your whole life around managing everyone else's feelings about your mistakes, you will never heal. You'll just be an apology tour forever. You make a mistake, you learn from it, you correct what you can, you apologize when it's real. But at the end of the day, you have to live with you. See, I'd rather be square with God, square with my operating system, and square with my own conscience than spend my whole life chasing approval from people who haven't done half the inner work I'm doing. So when I mess up, my first question is not, how do I make everyone like me again? My first question is, how do I move tighter next time? How do I stay in integrity with myself? Other people's feelings matter, but they're not the top of the pyramid. My peace with self is facing giants and embarrassment versus running and hiding. Most people handle regret by running and hiding. You see it. They disappear after a mistake. They numb out. They drown in distractions instead of facing the giant. The crazy thing is, facing giants and embarrassment brings victory, while running and hiding brings long-term shame. Let me give you a few quick examples from my own life. With dating, I've had situations where I've told women directly what I wanted, intimate, not PG, and drew a line in the stone when the energy was off. That's vulnerable. That's embarrassing if it doesn't go how you hoped, but it's honest. I'd rather face that moment than live in any type of gray zone. With business, I've said no to jobs that the money looked good. And I said no because they're off code, they're off my lane, and they're high risk. You see, I'd rather face the fear of missing out than face a lawsuit or a health problem later. And with my notebook I've been talking about, I've lost a private notebook with a lot of things that shouldn't be out there. It's like somebody is reading my diary, and I could have just shut down, but instead I used it as data to tighten my privacy system, separate public ideas from deep private operating system, and start a brand new journal from a higher level. Those are all moments of embarrassment or regret. And the win came because I faced them, not because I pretended they didn't happen. If you keep running from your giants, you train your nervous system to see yourself as weak. You'll never be David. If you turn around and look them in the face. You train yourself to believe, yeah, I messed up, but I'm still the kind of person who deals with it. Facing your mistakes is self-respect. If someone doesn't forgive you, you still have to forgive yourself. Here's the part that people don't like to hear. Some people will never forgive you. Some will keep bringing up old versions of you. Some will screenshot the worst month of your life and act like that's your whole story. You cannot control that. You just can't. Your job is to be at peace with God, peace with self. That means you own what you did. Apologize where it's real. Make amends if it's possible and safe. You change your behavior so you're not repeating the same mistake. And then, this is the big part, you forgive yourself and keep building your life. If someone chooses to hold on to an old chapter of you, that's their relationship with your past. You're responsible for your present and your future. Can't change the past. I look at my mistakes as information, not identity. I'm not the guy who lost the notebook. I'm not that. I'm the guy who loses a notebook once and then builds a tighter system. I'm not the guy who moved clumsy with privacy. I'm the guy who learned from it, upgraded, and kept building with detailing, music, modeling, from a place of self-respect. You have to give yourself permission to evolve, even if some people don't give you that same permission. I'm not married to my ideas. So when I say facing regret and mistakes like a boss, I'm not talking about being perfect. I'm talking about this. First impressions are not the final boss. Your life is bigger than one bad moment. Peace with self beats chasing other people's feelings. Facing giants and embarrassment is the path to victory. Running and hiding is the path to long-term shame. If others won't forgive you, you still have to forgive yourself and move forward. I'm the rapping detailer. I've made mistakes in business, dating, family, privacy. I'm still ahead, still taking care of myself, still making moves, still in conversation with self, higher power, and still becoming the man I desire to be. If you're stuck replaying a mistake right now, take this video as your sign. Face it, learn from it, change what you can, forgive yourself, and then get back to your mission. First impressions aren't the final boss. You are. This hit, drop one thing you learned from a mistake in the comments and send this to somebody who's drowning in regret instead of building. Just remember that being prepared eliminates fear and being aware makes everything clear. And I'm out of here. Peace.